everybody, and welcome to Wheatland, Missouri for another commentary here on the channel today. I am Who's Ready for Monster Jam, and we've got just a regular old independent monster truck show today with a very solid lineup of trucks, might I add, that are going to be competing right here on this floor. We've got a lot of them, so let's meet them. Darren Basil is driving Blockhead. Jerry Beck is in Dirt Crew. Overboard is here. Chad Tingler is driving that. Rockwell Red being piloted by Joe Uri. Tailgater being driven by Tim Jones. John Zimmer Jr. is in Terminal Velocity. Trip Jones is in Twisted Addiction. Never heard of him before today. John Zimmer is in Uproar. Devin Winfield is in Velociraptor, and Zach Garner is in Wild Side. It is a very good lineup, it's a big floor, and this is, as I always say, what monster trucks are about. Shows like this with the giant floors, so much room, so much chaos, and a great lineup. This is an incredible monster truck show to attend. John Zimmer will start us off in Uproar. I don't know the layout of the competitions, but I assume we're going to get a best trick one first. Hits the jammer. Very nice, and does a little wheelie. Normal independent layout is we do best trick, then racing, then freestyle. And it seems like that's what we're doing. This is most definitely a best trick competition. John Zimmer done one attempt. I don't know how many he's going to get. And we will find out what he's going to do for attempt number 2. Looks like a stoppie. A little bit slick over there. He's actually probably was blocked by my face while doing that move, but that's all right. So that was 2 moves. I think we might be getting a third. We're not. So here's Joe Uri and Rockwell Red, and it's a Willys body today, which is quite cool. Looks like they took one of the old Vendetta molds and threw a Rockwell Red wrap on it, and that's very nice. I am going to give John Zimmer a 6.9 to start off the best trick competition. Joe Uri's first move was a little underwhelming, and if he wants to take the lead in my book, he's going to need a good second move. Going for the jammer, same thing that John Zimmer did. Oh, on one wheel, nice. All right, you know what? Because they were pretty similar, I'm going to tie him with a 6.9 as well. Here's Chad Tingler, Overboard. Nice little jump from Chad. Nice little wheelie. Walked it a little bit, but didn't have a lot of height on the wheelie. I don't know how much I'm going to love that. It's got to impress me. Everyone's just doing stuff off of... Okay, never mind. I was going to say everyone's only doing stuff off of these 2 moves here. So let's see what Chad does for move number 2. He's also probably still being blocked by me. That's the thing. That's the risk I take with some of these events. That if the person doesn't really know how to film it, you probably can't see Chad Tingler's truck right now, because the truck's on the left side of the screen. You definitely couldn't there. I like the approach, wasn't the greatest execution. I'm going to give that a 6. This, I believe, is Twisted Addiction, being piloted by Trip Jones, because it's the only truck that I don't recognize, and I didn't see Twisted Addiction out there. Solid little stoppie. So Trip Jones, again, this may or may not be Twisted Addiction, but we'll know by the end of this competition, because if we don't see Twisted Addiction again, well then, we'll know. I love this truck, by the way, because this is a neat look. This is a throwback monster truck here, right back to the 80s. The OG of monster trucks. This is what they looked like back in the day, obviously with much different chassis. Tries a little stoppie again. I'll give that a 4.4. Wasn't very good. Here's Darren Basil and Blockhead. Darren Basil's been surprising me in a lot of these independent events we've done this year. I have done quite a good bit of independent shows so far in 2024, which I wanted to do. They're current events. I like showing them because these events are just as exciting as Monster Jam ones sometimes. Nice use of the car stack. I've still got Joe Uri and John Zimmer tied for first with 6.9s. Let's see if Darren Basil can break the 7s and take the lead. Been a bit of an underwhelming competition so far. We'll see if he can get it done. He's our 5th competitor out already. Kind of moving quick, but he's definitely not picking something to do. He's taking his time. Goes for that car stack on the far side. All right, got a nice wheelie out of it. For that, I'll reward him and give Blockhead a 7.1. Here's Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. Not a good stoppie. That's too bad. Definitely disappointing for move number 1, but Devin Winfield capable of doing something better for move number 2. Seems like there might have been a little bit of rain that happened earlier in the day with the way the track looks. I've seen a few patches of mud And it seems like some of the track's a little slick. Gets the stoppie. Very good. All right. Now the problem is move number 1 wasn't very good. He's got to really walk this a long way, or I might not give him the lead. We'll see what he does. It's going to be close. All right, he's set it down. I'm going to give that a 7. I'm leaving Blockhead in first place as Tim Jones and Tailgater. Oh, wow! That's huge air off of the car stack. Full send mode. Tim Jones, never not in full send mode. This man has 1 gear, and it's 100%. And that is awesome. That's why I love watching him drive, and I kind of forgot how amazing Tim Jones is until he did that. One of my favorite independent drivers of all time. I should do a ranking on my favorite independent drivers. And ranking cool independent trucks. What's he going for here? The backside of the jammer? Yes, he is. Perfect, perfect, perfect slap wheelie. Oh, he walked it all the way down. That's going to get an 8.5 for me. Jerry Beck and Dirt Crew sends it for his first move. We've got back-to-back drivers saying, screw your stoppies. I'm just going to get big air. I love that. So Jerry Beck not messing around. Is he going to the other side of the bus stack? Nice air again. And he also gets a slap wheelie out of it. Similar run to Tim Jones. That's going to get an 8.0 for me. I am going to leave Tailgater in the top spot. I liked his run a little bit more, but Jerry Beck and Tim Jones both with very good runs. But this is John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity, and if anyone can do a really cool run, it's this guy. Sizing up the backflip ramp. Beautiful. Oh, that was perfect. John Zimmer Jr. The amount of talent in that truck right now, unbelievable. This kid knows what he's doing. One of the best monster truck drivers around these days, and walking that stoppie all the way. I will say, though, it's not as exciting as what Tim Jones and Jerry Beck did, so I have to keep that in the back of my mind. I mean, it is impressive. I don't want to take anything away from what he just did, but it's not quite at the level of excitement that I got from those first 2 runs. I feel like Monster Jam and Monster Truck should shift away from the simple stoppie being, you know, the 9.0, and get back to some of the cool stuff about Monster Trucks. Jumping, getting the big air, the big sky wheelies. That's cooler to see for me. We're past the point of the stoppies being unique. We're past the point of stoppies being special. What's he doing? Is he gonna do a bicycle? No. Alright, I don't know what John Zimmer Jr. wanted to do there, but he gave up on it. We'll find out if he does something else cool. He looks very lost out there. I think he's trying to decide what he wants to try, and I think he's going for a bicycle. Just wanted the right ramp to do it, and he found it. Oh, and he did not do a good bicycle at all. Terminal Velocity, I will give a 7.2 for that run. Unfortunately, not very good on the execution there. Too bad. What's he doing? You don't get a third move. Thankfully, you failed it. So, he got punished for attempting to cheat. Here is Wild Side. This is Zach Garner. I don't know if this event was before or after the World Finals, but he's still the 2024 racing champion. Oh, he's a little too close to the backflip ramp. Yep, that's not good. Too bad. Sometimes that's a really risky move because you don't get the perfect pop off of it, and if you don't get the perfect pop, well, you're not going to have a perfect move. I don't find that move worth the risk anyway. Most of the time when drivers do it, I don't really like it. And that one just didn't work out very well. Oh, wow, they've got a Foley Equipment advertisement on the... Look at that, over there. Foley Equipment, Cat Foley Equipment. Shout out Joe Foley. Bicycle try for Wild Side. Alright, that was decent. I will give him a 7.2. What's he doing? He's putting it off the backflip again. Well, you don't get 3 moves. Why did he go for a third? Maybe they just decided that these last 2 guys get a third move because they're better. That would be funny. That would be very funny if that was the case. I don't think it is, but I've already given him... I can't judge him unfairly. I've got to go with a 7.2 here. albeit a very cool move, and definitely the coolest stoppie we've seen today. I mean, this is great work out of Zach Garner. I cannot disagree with that, but I'm judged the first however many competitors based off of the first two moves. I can't just suddenly now change that. So I do give the win to Tailgater, Tim Jones. And now it's time for racing. We've got Devin Winfield and Velociraptor taking on Rockwell Red, Joe Uri. Looks like an interesting track. I have no idea how this track is going to run. I don't know the layout at all. I think it's an over-under based on the way it looks. I have no idea, though. I am so lost. Yeah, it's an over-under. Oh, and Joe Uri would have just killed Devin Winfield there. Or himself. That would have been very bad. So it looks like we got ourselves a bit of a figure-8 track. A very large figure-8 track, as these two are kind of getting their way through it. Not very well, though. But Devin Winfield has a huge lead because of the mistake by Joe Uri earlier on. I have no idea where the finish line is, either. Actually, that's the finish line. Okay, so it's whoever crosses that line first. That's interesting. The next race, we've got Tailgater and Tim Jones taking on Trip Jones in Twisted Addiction. We've got two Joneses. They're probably brothers, if I had to guess. Because Twisted Addiction was Tim Jones's truck as well. They're dead even right now. Love that. The over-under will never disappoint. It is such a cool thing to see. Monster Jam's done it for 2 World Finals. Or 1 World Finals. Nope, they did it for 2 World Finals. I don't remember. Well, Tim Jones won the race. Twisted Addiction could not seal the deal at the end. Tailgater moves on into the next round. Now Zach Garner in Wildside will take on Darren Basil in Blockhead. It's a very interesting racing design. I mean, they're starting not very even with each other. One truck's out. If you pay attention to the next race, they're not really lined up very evenly. There's got to be a reason for that. Zach Garner's got a lead, though, but Darren Basil, with a big mistake, smashes himself right into that giant dirt mound, and now Zach Garner's going to have an easy victory. Especially when you take the over first, it's much easier to do the under, because you don't have to worry about lining up for the ramp. You can just cross the line, which that was, and Zach Garner's your winner. Unfortunate for Darren Basil, he will not be advancing into the next round. I don't know if there's a fast loser, because I think there's an odd number of trucks. So you see right there, they're not lined up well, but we do have a father-son battle right now in round 1. John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity overcooks the turn, taking on his father, John Zimmer, in uproar, and I think John Zimmer Jr. is going to lose. But where's John Zimmer? They both made mistakes. How is this possible? The Zimmers outdrove themselves, and somehow John Zimmer Jr. is in the lead. What happened to John Zimmer Sr.? Oh man, getting taken to school today by his son, and John Zimmer Jr. in a wacky father-son race will win, taking down his dad. Now Chad Tingler and Overboard will take on Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. Cool to see Chad Tingler getting to drive at independent events. He's certainly not driving very fast, though. Devin Winfield sounds like he's in the lead, but they're a lot closer than I thought they were. Oh, boy. Poor landing from Overboard. That's going to slow him down. Devin Winfield, though, trying to push his way to a round 1 victory against a Monster Jam veteran and Monster Truck veteran. Looks like he's going to do it, and he will. A little short, hit the bus, but still won the race. Well, that was an interesting one. Fun track. I like it. We're in round 2. Zach Garner and Wildside taking on Tim Jones and Tailgater. Zach Garner going nice and tight. He's not going too fast. You can see John Zimmer Jr. was a little bit too aggressive in that first turn, but there's a reason why Zach Garner's a world racing champion, because this man knows how to race strategically, not just hard and fast, and it's showing here. Tim Jones is way behind in the Tailgater. He doesn't even stand a chance in this race the way Zach Garner's been on a roll. Yeah, I could hear it. It's already not close. Zach Garner is your winner. He will advance. Tim Jones made up the ground, but I think a lot of it was because Zach Garner knew he had an easy win. Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr. now going up against Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. You can see John Zimmer really going hard around that turn. Very different from what we just saw out of Zach Garner, and it's costing him. He's a little bit too aggressive out there. I would love to see him race in the final round, though. That's a hell of a battle, but Devin Winfield wants to have something to say about that, but he clips the tire that's out there on the track, and he goes fully around the jump. Oh, my! Who won that? Oh, wow! Crazy finish, and I think it was Velociraptor. It was not. What happened? I mean, he jumped over him first, but they gave Terminal Velocity the win. So from one velocity to the other, John Zimmer Jr. races Zach Garner in the final round. This is going to be a good race. Two of the best young superstar racers in the sport, and John Zimmer Jr.'s got the edge. Will Zach Garner make up the ground, the racing champion in 2024? The battle of the young stars. Who will get it done? Oh man, this is going to be a fun finish. What a race! And across the line, I don't know who got it, but that is how that race should have gone in a photo finish. And your winner was Zach Garner in Wildside, the battle of the young star racers. Joe Uri and Rockwell Red starting us off in freestyle now. Wow. Such a fun night we've had so far. This is why I do events like this, because these guys have so much fun in these independent events, and Joe Uri is going to try and have some fun out there in freestyle. This is a cool track, so many opportunities, and he is airing it out! I did not expect that out of Joe Uri on hit number 3, but we got it. Wow. This is such a cool track, so much room, so many big jumps. A lot of options, and Joe Uri is using them very well right now. This is further proving why Monster Jam should learn from these independent events. If Monster Jam did shows like this everywhere, Monster Jam would be the most popular monster truck circuit without a doubt, and would be doing incredible numbers everywhere. Monster Jam would be seen as what Monster Jam should be seen as if this is the kind of show that they did. I've said that a few times already this year, and I'm continuing to say it. These shows, could you imagine, and I'm not saying anything about this lineup, this is an elite lineup, but could you imagine seeing Adam Anderson and Todd LeDuc and, I mean, so many of those great drivers driving on this track, what that would be like? There's so much room to do crazy stuff. I mean, Joe Uri is putting on a field day out here. This is a fun freestyling track, and we're not even done with one truck. But I've had a great time. Racing was awesome. Best Trick could have been better, but I mean, the track isn't made for Best Trick. It's made for racing and freestyle. Best Trick is supposed to be the teaser, and Joe Uri showing us what the big show is all about. Freestyle. He's having a good one. Very solid run out of Joe Uri. And because of that, I will give him a 7.5. I liked it. And Chad Tingler and Overboard is out second to hit the freestyle track. Very nice comboing up the two moves there. Chad Tingler did not look very quick in racing, so we'll see how he adjusts here in freestyle. Long-time monster truck driver smashes into that car that is lodged into the jammer there. For anyone who says that cars cannot be exciting, well, this track is proof that they can. You can very easily make this track in Monster Jam. There's no reason why they can't. Gonna go right over the bus stack. Love that. The big difference is you look at a Monster Jam track, these obstacles are just made out of dirt, but look at that, he just flattened the cars, and that's cool. That looks different. It adds an extra layer to what's going on out there. And he is going big. Chad Tingler kind of enjoying this kind of old school track. Brings him back to his glory days, I bet. It's a good playground for monster trucks. That's what Monster Jam and monster trucking should be all about. These are 12,000 pound, 1,500 horsepower monster trucks. It should be just like driving on a playground. It's a fun playground atmosphere, as it should be. Wow, look at Chad Tingler. He's stepping it up. He might be able to take the lead from Joe Uri. Joe Uri had a very good run, but I'm sufficiently enjoying myself in this Chad Tingler run. Look at that turn! Chad Tingler's having himself a good one. Might have broken a sway bar on that landing, but that's not gonna... Is he about to do a backflip? Chad Tingler! Oh no! He did not land it, but I cannot believe that I just witnessed Chad Tingler do a backflip and that I had no idea it happened. Trip Jones, Twisted Addiction, with a nice leap to start off his run. I'm giving Chad Tingler a 7.9 for that, but Trip Jones looks already pretty aggressive. We'll see if he can get it done. I love the look of this truck. I mentioned it obviously in the best trick competition. I really like the look. It's a nice throwback feel. And on a cool track like this is the kind of show that Monster Trucking's all about. If you watch this event and go, nah, that's not cool, well then Monster Truck's just not for you. That's really all I have to say. If you don't enjoy this kind of stuff, then you shouldn't be watching Monster Trucks. And it's just as simple as that. It really is. This is as cool as it gets when it comes to Monster Truck shows. Nice use of the jammer. Such a pretty body. Very, very unique. I love that certain people like to change their bodies up to do cool things like this. Tim Jones obviously changing it up with this Twisted Addiction look. I've always loved the Twisted Addiction truck, and I like this rendition of it. What is he doing? Might be doing a stoppie. That ramp's a little bit flattened out now, though. Well, he did it. He did it pretty well. Nice little stoppie. I don't know if this will be able to compete with what Chad Tingler just did, but he's having a good run. Started a lot stronger than he's kind of continued. But that's alright. I'm still having a good time. Oh yeah, lining up for that huge ramp! Oh my! Full send. Can't see him, but that was great. Very, very cool jump. I love when I mean, clearly, if this is Tim Jones' brother, which I have to imagine, maybe even son, I don't know. If this man's related to Tim Jones, it showed on that move. Very good run. I will give that a 7.4. I like Joe Uri's run just a little bit more, and I've still got Chad Tingler in the top spot. Here's Jerry Beck and Dirt Crew. Jerry Beck, longtime monster truck driver. The man has seen many, many years behind the wheel of a monster truck. Been piloting this Dirt Crew for most of them. Nice little jump. Nice air again. Jerry Beck always been a very good freestyler too. I've always loved watching this man freestyle. I've not gotten to see a lot of them, but the ones that I do see, he oftentimes is one of those guys who just has a full send mentality. That's the beauty of independence. A lot of those diamonds in the rough in the monster truck world are independents, and the reason why is because they drive too hard to drive in Monster Jam. They would be breaking too much stuff, so they don't get to drive in Monster Jam, and a lot of them don't want to drive in Monster Jam, which is why they don't. Some of these guys would do very well in Monster Jam and be real competitors, but they don't feel like it, or they don't want to, or they're not allowed. Sometimes their chassis aren't up to the Monster Jam code, so they don't let them run. And that happens, but some of these guys are really good monster truck drivers, and I think a lot of people that are just Monster Jam fans, and some of you might even be watching these videos, think that if you don't drive in Monster Jam, you're obviously not good enough to, or they assume that the best drivers drive in Monster Jam and that the guys in these events aren't good enough to drive in Monster Jam, which is why they don't. Well, let me tell you, there are many really, really good independent drivers out there who have never driven a day in Monster Jam who would probably win a lot more Monster Jam events than even some of your favorite drivers. They just have not driven in Monster Jam. That's why I love independent stuff, and they've really become big over the last few years. These independent events have gotten bigger and bigger every year, and they're slowly taking over out there. I'm talking a lot about Jerry Beck, though, and he's not really done much in this run. This has not been a great freestyle, which is disappointing. I was expecting a really cool run, out of Jerry Beck, but I'm going to give that a 6.8. I didn't really love it. Here's John Zimmer, Uproar, man, who we now know will be driving in Monster Jam next year. He'll be on one of the arena tours with his son, John Zimmer Jr., who we'll see freestyling a little bit later. John Zimmer, another longtime monster truck veteran. Him and Chad Tingler have been around the block quite a lot of times, together as well. Both former Gravedigger drivers as well. Whoa! See, that's where the cars become interesting. He just took a weird move, just a random normal move, a random jammer hit, and it looked 10 times cooler because of the way the cars were angled when he hit it, and it made it a wow moment. He broke an axle, though, I think, because that front left was not spinning when he turned. Some trucks I know have that on purpose, that when they turn like that, it takes the power from one wheel to the other. I know the... Oh, nice cross thread. Oh, that dude just did the pumpkin! Pumpkin! I'm a big fan of that quote. I was out shooting a... Oh, very nice. I was out shooting a drifting event a couple weeks ago, and it was a very long day, and by the end of the day, I was starting losing my mind, and I was all alone out there. Oh, I think is Uproar done? Oh, that would stink. Nope. I was all alone out there, and I started just talking to myself going, pumpkin! I've got something wrong with me. That's okay. That's why you all watch my videos, because I'm entertaining sometimes. I hope. If you watch me for a lot of... I'm sure you all watch me for very different reasons, but for those of you who watch me because I'm entertaining, well, I hope to... I try. Decent run from Uproar so far, but I feel like he's leaving a lot out on the table. Still a little bit of time left, though. I mean, the truck's not out of fuel yet, and he has not given up yet. So there's always the opportunity for him to do more, and he's going to hit the car. Nice! Yeah, he's definitely got a broken axle in that front left. He has no power up there. Oh, wow. Very cool donut. Slinging it up on the berm over there. Fully clouded by dust, and he has no windshield either. I know that had to be... That's one of those times you just hold your breath. All right, that'll be the end of the run. I will give that a 7.2. Here's Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. I still have Chad Tingler in first. Let's see if Devin Winfield can take him down. Solid start. Devin Winfield, his first full year driving in Monster Jam this year. And he's driven on and off over the last few years. But this was his first year as a full-time monster truck driver. And he's done a very good job of it. He's learned a lot. He's done some really cool things. And it's really nice to see good people get good opportunities. Devin Winfield, a really good guy, good buddy of mine. I also forgot to mention, I was supposed to do, or I wanted to do, the Nampa commentary, or a commentary on a Nampa, Idaho event, but there was not a single video posted from those 4 events on YouTube, so I couldn't, and that's why we're doing this commentary today instead of that one. Also, this commentary, if it's being posted on a Saturday, it's either being posted on a Saturday or a Tuesday. I have no idea which one by the time, at the point of me recording this video. That is all going to be entirely decided on how last week's commentaries did that were posted on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was a little experiment to see how they would do during the week, and if they will do better on Tuesdays and Wednesdays than they would on Saturdays and Sundays. I had someone comment saying, please do weekday commentaries instead, and so I want to see how they do. I might do another test and try posting it at a different time of day. Nice cross thread, because I posted last week's commentaries. Ooh, good combo. Posted last week's commentaries at 10 in the morning on the Tuesday and Wednesday, so that might not bode very well for their future, because people are working. So, I don't know. We'll see. I might try it again, and that's why you might be watching this commentary at 7 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, which is what I wanted. That was an okay run from Devin Winfield. I'll give it a 6.6. Here's Darren, Basil, and Blockhead. We started off really heavy in freestyle, and a lot of these guys have kind of not followed that up, which I'm disappointed by. It's a big track. Go big. Still got some of those bigger hitters to come, though. Oh, wow. He was not straight on that jump, but truck's all right. I talked about it before, how much I really like this blockhead truck. It's a neat one. It really is a very neat design. I love the idea of incorporating the Lego mindset into monster trucks. I feel like we all used to try and build monster trucks as kids out of our Lego stuff. At least I did. I always was trying to build monster trucks out of Legos, and so it's cool to see this kind of thing come to life. And Darren Basil, it's cool to see Darren Basil still driving. I mean, this man has been around just as long as anyone else. He might have a broken axle somewhere, because it seems like the back end's pulling a little bit. Oh no, he's got a... Is that a locked planetary in the front? It's hard to tell without the BKT stickers on it. Yeah, he's got something wrong. Too bad. I'll have to go with a 4 for that. Ah, here's Zach Garner and Wildside. Now, I'm excited to see Zach Garner play on this big playground. We've seen what Zach Garner can do on the stadium floors. This is a big floor, and he doesn't get a ton of these opportunities in the summer. So it's really cool to see, and I want to see how he does. I think Zach Garner has a future as a world freestyle champion. I just want to put that into the world. I feel very strongly about that. I think, and honestly, at the rate we're going, I wouldn't be surprised if he does it this year. I think we might have our first back-to-back year champions in racing and freestyle, where a guy that wins racing or freestyle one year wins the other championship the next. The last guy to do that was Todd LeDuc. Wait, no, Ryan Anderson did it. I'm sorry. Ryan Anderson did it in 17 and 18 when he won racing in 17 and won freestyle in 18. And I think Zach Garner could be a really good candidate to do it this year. We don't get those opportunities every year where the driver that wins freestyle or racing can win the other one the next year. This year could have been a good chance at that with Tristan England, but I don't know how much I would give him a contention for a freestyle championship just yet. But this guy could do it. I think he could be a freestyle champion. And you look at the freestyle champion this year, Tyler Menninga. I mean, he could very easily win racing as well. So there's a good chance that we get that scenario this year. It's been 6 years since it's happened. It'll be 7 next year. Good slap wheelie. The hood is falling off, dragging that tailgate. He just completely rode that thing out. Love the slap wheelie in Monster Jam. Monster Trucks. Sorry, this is not Monster Jam. I'm who's ready for Monster Jam, but this is not Monster Jam. Oops. Nice sky wheelie. Cool jump there. Love when you can get something different like that. I still don't know how much I would want to put him in the lead, though, but he is going for that backflip ramp. Wow! Oh, wow, he was so high. Broke the tie rod and landed it. I was going to say, this isn't Monster Jam. He might be able to keep going, but no, he's not. Here's John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity. My score for Wildside, I'm giving that an 8.65. 8.65. I will give Wildside. Let's see if John Zimmer Jr. can beat it. We have not seen Tim Jones. I don't know if Tim Jones is going to freestyle. I really hope he does, because I love Tim Jones. But we'll find out. No matter what, this is John Zimmer Jr., another kid who is a stellar Monster Jam driver, and mark my words, I think this kid will be a World Finals champion within the next 5 years if he remains in Monster Jam. This year didn't get the chance because he was not driving for Monster Jam, but now that he's back, he's got the new chassis. I'm ready to see him rip it up. A lot of people were wondering why he was not driving in Monster Jam this year. Well, he bought a new chassis and it wasn't going to be ready in time to get it approved, so unfortunately he couldn't drive until second quarter. And now he's back, the chassis is ready to go, John Zimmer Jr. is ready to go, he'll be on an arena tour again. Can't wait to see what he could do out there. And obviously we'd all love to see him get a berth in the World Finals because this kid is incredible. I want to see what he could do in a World Finals. Maybe Salt Lake City. Maybe we'll have a John Zimmer Jr. Racing Championship. Wow! Look at the length! Huge jump. Maybe he'll be a freestyle champion. I don't know. But I feel like a John Zimmer Jr. Racing Championship paired with a Zach Garner Freestyle Championship, now that is the ultimate pair right there. I would love that. I think it's going to happen at some point that those kids are going to win big championships. Zach Garner already has one. So that's always very cool. This has been a good run. He's going for the backflip a little early. This backflip ramp seems to be a little bit different than what these drivers are used to with the way they're approaching it, but John Zimmer Jr. nailed it. That was completely the right way to do it. Cross-threading the pumpkin. Very nice. It's been a good run, and being able to continue after landing the backflip, now he could just go crazy. And this is a track where you can go crazy. I want to see him do it. Is he going for that bus? Yes. Love that bus stack. The backside of the bus has been a nice sky wheelie opportunity today. Good donut. Ripping that truck around. Very solid freestyle. I gave Zach Garner an 8.65. I'm going with an 8.7 for terminal velocity, giving John Zimmer Jr. the lead. And here is Tim Jones and Tailgater. Love having him come out last, because quite honestly, out of everybody in this lineup, this guy is the most exciting freestyler. And I will argue anyone about that. He is our last competitor here of the day. We'll see if he can grab himself a freestyle win, in my eyes. Certainly got a lot of speed building up. This floor has given us some big sends today, and if there's anyone who likes big sends more than Tim Jones, I'd love to meet him, as this guy is the king of the big send. No matter what, this guy is going to go as hard as he can every time, and this track has some huge jumps. Ooh, I like that! Jumped a full transfer from the ramp onto the car stack. That was awesome. I didn't even know you could do that. Apparently Tim Jones did, and he did it. We've gotten to do a couple Tim Jones events this year, and I always love watching what he could do, because he doesn't care if the truck is in half at the end of the night. In fact, if it drives back onto the trailer, he's going to be disappointed. And honestly, so will I. I want to see Tim Jones rip it up. He's having a decent run. Oh, I saw the light go out in the eye on the... Oh, it's back. Okay. I was going to say the lights went out on the eyes. That's not good. He is full throttle right now. I love that. Just full throttle as fast as you can in a spot where it doesn't matter. You can see a little bit of backfiring coming from the motor. That's not the greatest. Man, he is driving very aggressively. Going for the backflip. Love to see that out of Tim Jones. Here we go. Tim Jones, a backflip king. Wow! Perfect backflip out of Tim Jones. It was a little twisted in the air. Very solid. I don't know. Got a little collector fire going.
You better get out of there!
All right, I am going to give Tim Jones and Tailgater an 8.6 behind Wildside and Terminal Velocity. I like their runs just a little bit more, so I gave Terminal Velocity the win with an 8.7. Fun event, Wheatland, Missouri. Really, really cool. I love getting to see events like that. Independent shows never disappoint. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.